Right, boys and girls, well, this week we're going to be starting to think about writing in more detail about our settings and also our characters. Of course, the last few weeks we've been thinking about mystery and adventure stories, and so in this little section we're going to be thinking particularly about our writing, okay? So here we go. We've got a fantastic jungle scene here, and most of the activities on the sheets that you'll be doing this week, there'll be a section where you can brainstorm some words and basic ideas, and then underneath a section where you can write some more developed sentences. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. We're going to brainstorm some ideas about this image here. Now, often when we're thinking about describing things, it's great to use our sensors. So I've put see and hear on the board ready. So I'm thinking about what could I see in the jungle here. And the first thing that shouts out to me are these wonderful beams of light that are coming in through the foliage, through the leaves here. So I'm going to write that down. Beams of light. And also, well, there's a mixture of different trees, isn't there? You know, there's some ferns here, and then these magnificent tall trees as well. So I'm going to write that down as well. Magnificent trees. Now, you'll probably be able to look at an image and think of lots more ideas, maybe 4 or 5 key ideas, and that will help you to develop your sentences later. But I'm going to move on. I'm going to think about what I might hear if I was in a jungle place like this. Maybe a shriek of a parrot. I'm sure there'll be parrots and all sorts of different things in there. So. Wonderful. Shriek of a parrot. What other animals might we see in a jungle like this? Maybe a roaring of a tiger. So let's have that as well.
Right, boys and girls, so you've gathered your initial ideas, and as you saw before, Mr. Howarth gathered some vocabulary to describe what you could see and hear in the jungle. If you remember, his description words that he collected for what he could see were beams of light and magnificent trees. So I've written a sentence here which says, gazing through the lush greenery, beams of light sparkle like diamonds, illuminating the jungle floor. So I'm focusing here on beams of light, and that's what I want to describe. So I've looked back at the picture and I've imagined myself there. If I was there, what would I be doing? And I'm trying to think about those fronted adverbials that we could use to start our sentences. Now, when I look at this picture, it's almost like I'm looking through the trees. And then I thought, well, maybe I can think of a better word than looking. So I thought, gazing through the trees. You could have used lots of different words such as above the ground, below the trees, all those different place-fronted adverbials. But I went with gazing through the trees. Well, I didn't even use trees. I thought, what else could I use rather than trees? And then I thought, well, it's quite lush and tropical. And I thought, instead of just saying leaves or trees, I thought, I could maybe use greenery. There are loads of different words that you could use. So I chose gazing through the lush greenery, beams of light. So what are the beams of light doing? You can almost imagine if you were there that sometimes when beams of light come down, they sort of sparkle and glitter as the sunlight catches them. So I thought, let's make it glitter. And we're doing a little bit of simile work as well. So what do they glitter like? Diamonds. Glitters like diamonds, or sparkle like diamonds. There's loads of different words that you could use. So beams of light, sparkle like diamonds. And I've used another comma here. And what's it doing? Because we need a verb in our sentence. It's lighting up the floor, isn't it? Can you see how the lights come down and it's lighting up the floor? And I thought of my synonyms again. Illuminating is another word for lighting up. So illuminating the jungle floor. Don't forget to use your full stops. Use your commas after your clauses, after your fronted adverbials. And of course your capital letter at the start of each sentence. So now we're going to think about the second phrase that Mr. Howarth collected, which was magnificent trees. Now, I'll start with magnificent as it's a great adjective to start with, so let's have a go. So magnificent, can we make it into a noun phrase by adding another adjective? Magnificent, tall. Tall's a little bit boring. What about colossal? Magnificent. Remember to use a comma to separate your adjectives. Magnificent, colossal. Magnificent, colossal trees. So that's the start. What do we want to say about them? What are they standing like perhaps? How tall are they? We could use a simile here as well. So I'm going to think, magnificent colossal trees. We could use a bit of personification, sort of stood up, aren't they, like soldiers? Magnificent colossal trees stand like, they stand like giants, skyscrapers perhaps. So magnificent colossal trees, let's use a simile, stand like, I'm going to choose skyscrapers, like big tall buildings. Magnificent colossal trees stand like skyscrapers. What else are they doing? They're almost like towers as well. Magnificent colossal trees stand like skyscrapers. That's a fronted adverbial, also a simile, so we'll use a comma after that. Towering, I'm going to choose. That's what they're doing. They're towering over. Well, they're towering over the jungle floor, but I've already used the phrase jungle floor. So I could say something like the jungle traffic below. We can imagine like all the animals in the jungle are a bit like traffic, and that would link to the skyscrapers, thinking of it like a city. So I'm going to go with that. Towering over the jungle traffic below. We'll stop. So there we go, boys and girls. That's how you can choose a few simple ideas, add different fronted adverbials, add noun phrases in front of your different nouns, and you can also use similes and different parts of complex sentences to extend your description. Good luck.